What is up, guys? Shaq Maverick here, and welcome to the Talks Near Me podcast, a show where we share our advice to audiences that could use talk therapy to battle mental health. We also uncover your popular media franchises and favorite pop culture content. Welcome back to our discussion about the transformation in the traveling industry. Considering where we left off, we were talking about the following with like Jamaica, being third popular. We got visitors like over 2.3 million through air travel itself. China beaches, Cascades, all that good stuff. Bob Marley, home of Bob Marley, promo of marijuana, all that stuff. So, yeah, and I think for where we were at too, moving forward with that was be like I think the fourth most popular place is between the Bahamas itself and Puerto Rico. Now there's a thing to it as an update that had just recently happened for quite a bit where I don't know, like I think there was like speculation or stats like showing how Puerto Rico itself has like had a decline rate in their visitors. And similar to us as well, I think we did as well. I'm still looking at the numbers just for analyzing, so I'll let you know about an update about that. Probably an article. I'll maybe leave a link or whatever. Because I think with Puerto Rico, they had about 1.7 million travelers, and we've hit about, for the Bahamas itself has hit about maybe 1.5. It should, based on projections or forecasts. However, like I said, there's some complications to that. So I don't want to just give you any facts to it, but those are between those positions that are on fourth and fifth place currently. I'd still say maybe Puerto Rico's still on top, and Bahamas itself is like following. Now the thing is though, it's just I think it's been like a decade since our country's momentum slowed down significantly. So I would love to cover the politics and history of that for the Bahamas, but we'll talk about that another time. Right now, the focus is just the change in the industry itself. So we're supposed to cut into our break, but do the whole video. We'll just continue to be. So yeah. So just be patient. For some of you listeners out there, to what we're getting to the point in this, we're just gonna uncover the basis. Of how many who, of what many who may not be as educated a few. We just want to get that out of the way first. And then we'll continue from there. We haven't touched up about even the Eastern Hemisphere of travelers, like from the United Kingdom, China, Japan, United Arabs, Emirates, India, etc. This isn't just about America, like America's awesome and everything, but there's a lot more to consider to what's going on in other parts of the world. So I grew up on American culture. So, I mean, it's like I don't really waste time with faking who I am or what I do because that's exhausting. I'm not going to lie. I still keep myself in check with my culture here and the origins of our history and everything, for just my purposes and responsibility. But some of you don't really care about that right now. So check this, right? Do you remember one or two things I talked about in the previous episodes about why travelers travel, right? Go ahead, give it a re-listen if you missed out on the hidden details. Download it, listen to it when you are working out, maybe doing a hobby or even just driving or talking, maybe, talking, like just taking a walk, basically, because there's some small key details you might have missed to got this far. So, fast forwarding, you freshen up, you got the gist of what I was saying. So what do you think is happening in those countries, in the Latin American or, out east region? Think about that real quick. Everything, everybody is facing some conflict that they're trying to escape because of the stress level rising, like politics are in their face constantly. It's causing so much estranged between their friends and their families because someone is Democratic, this person's Republican, this one's a liberal, oh, he's a bureaucrat, oh, this dude's extremist, oh God, more protesters. Someone's always protesting. You got like pro-Trump in the United States, you got like ISIS and Islam, you got like discriminations. The leaders that just rally the people for their own secret benefits, and people are tired. Like people want to escape. Sometimes, in business with the wealthy and professionals, you gotta, you gotta know some people you fought to call friends. Then Then a falling out happens. You must have gotten rich or most recognized in your profession compared to amateurs, and everybody is just constantly watching you. Later, you had to take time off because you came across those persons again and again because you either still live in the same area or you have to work with those people, so you got to see them every day. Yeah, depression is on the rise more than ever, and we have our generations, as millennials, are suffering through it. Like, understand that everybody goes through different levels of things, in times of their lives. Like, some get sick and tired, some just get sick and tired, and they say, "I need a vacation." Some just want to escape and figure out the rest later on, or come back, or and then do nothing. Others just want to find a new thrill, meet new people, open a new chapter in their lives, move forward. Who knows? Like, we're only human. Like, I'm just raising the concerns people make and why they want to take a trip. Like, there's a lot to it, and you can't just simply pin all of, like, the interest in why in just an article or an episode. Like, I can't really do that. And I can speak for myself and what, like, my company has to offer as a golden opportunity, and how people could invest their money on themselves, recovery, and where they travel. Like, I can relate. Like, I recognize the pain. So we offer that kind of thing, but I'm not here to talk about that today. So it should not be the incentive why persons, open up a lodging business in the first place. Like, I come to visit, new place, new experience, who offers outstanding lodging. I want to know, like, because I can't waste my staying in a new country and have horrible assistant service. Like, what I'm talking about. Like, you prefer to stay at the Ritz Carlton just to spend that cash, and, like, I don't got to deal with all that headache. So people just prefer that, so they don't have to settle for less, in these little hotels or these so-called mega resorts, and whatever. So why would that be? Could be budgeting. Maybe there are, people out there, like, reach out in the country, who have curiosity to try something different just for the hell of it. Like, and then when you show up there, it's how does it make you feel that it wasn't something you had imagined? Like, like, as a question, like when you show up, how does it make you feel? Like, was it worth the money experience? Like, well, why should I pay for something expensive as that? As cheap as I just go on a cruise one time. It gets you thinking. If the service is poor and there are no other options besides Airbnb, then I shouldn't, spend my hard-earned money on this place. So hotels just still expensive, and menus and no people to mingle with or get to know around a new environment. It sucks. Like, why did I even come here in the first place? Like, you just ask that kind of question, Maybe you don't, because maybe they're just offering you for some free stuff. So, I mean, if you're getting free stuff, go right ahead for it. Hey, I don't blame you. So you shouldn't just keep, like, should have just kept going to Bora Bora or Fiji or Hawaii or something. Like, you'd get a much better experience there instead of some places in the Caribbean. And that's the pain. Like, and we want to spare that pain with you, and share with you, like, after I uncover these last two concerns. And this part is a message to those so-called realtors, brokers, bookkeepers, whatever they call themselves, when they listen to this, like, because I know some of them are snooping, so it will help more of us as travelers have these self-centered, money-driven guys think more consciously and say, maybe he's on to something. Maybe he can change, and fit our guest needs. Maybe we can change and fit our guest needs first, and then the money will come. And you better think like that, because major companies are already embracing the change. Like, places that speaks to travelers who are soloist or groupie oriented, if I can recall correctly. Anyway, listen to this. You have, let me see. Let's start with the high tech hotels, like, in the world you must visit, right? You got a Loft, Cupertino. I think that's in California, if I remember correctly. They got, like, a robotic butler that delivers you fresh hot towels, and I think they name it Boater. And they got, like, some other fancy. So you got the Yotel Hotel. That's in New York. You got a robotic arm that can challenge you in sports, even fry you up some nice, delicious cuisines. You can quickly check in at their kiosks and done. Got yourself a motorized, like, bed convertible. Like that shit looks sick. You got smart room automation. That's the hot thing. It's the future at this point. Like nothing's stopping it. It's not about the old people who are traveling. It's like younger persons. Like they're traveling more than ever than old persons. If old persons are traveling, they're traveling with family. Like they've already traveled over the world. They've already seen what it was before. Like not now. So, anyways, continuing on. It's the same in Poland with Poznan. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. Polish. It's the Netherlands with an Amsterdam city. They got like these crazy like central hubs. Eccleston Square, like in Pimlico, and I think in London. Yeah, it's like anyway, like just of course, like when it comes to like Penying space capsule hotels, like it's like in Shenzhen, China. I can't really pronounce these things like when I'm trying to recall them too much, so it's really hard for me to remember out of my head. But um, those are just a lot of places like in China, London, like Netherlands, that kind of stuff. Don't get me started on Japan. So check out Premier Inn. When you're going out east. I think it's east. Yeah, when you're going out like freaking like London or whatever, or where the Brits at. You got virtual experience. Assistant living. It's something majority of people have tough times sniffing. Right now, like they will never see it until the rich and opportunists sees it. Like then they themselves have a capitalist cheapen the cost and then have an experience similar and boom, it starts trending. Like that's how it goes mainstream. The only thing that saves the high end experience is branding at that point. So it happens countless times with Apple, Amazon, Ford, General Electric. It will always be this way because of the majority, just the majority itself and their mindset. They're giving what the people are using. Not having to wait to ask, but see ahead of time and what people use in their daily lives. Like the longest companion in a human's life, in this timeline now is just a smart device. That's their main communicator. Like studies show that. Like look it up. Like it makes sense. I don't even Google this shit. Like it's common sense to me, anyways. I don't know. Like it's common sense to me. Like I didn't really need to study to see that. You could just literally see people what they're doing, not watch them like a stalker, but just look at what they're doing and you see that it's what they're doing. So Jesus, it's not hard, it's not complicated. It's just it's a chain reaction. Like how can anyone be that dumbfounded? Like you know what I mean? Just having trouble figuring it out. Like contact professional who can explain that to you. This guy right here, 242-809-8209 or 786-584-8851. Again, 786-584-8851 or 242-809-8209. Come book an appointment and see what we can do to help you. Now, wow, I don't think we have much time right now. I think we'll have to cut into a break for a second. Anyway, now to these like property owners and managers with their like financiers, what holds their ludicrous titles to come off as impressive, they, for them and them who could be listening, especially like in my country. And you'll have to continue listening because, again, we're just a little bit short on time. I'll just resume this episode in the next part. So until then, because we'll just cut into a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the changes of what's going on again with the whole traveling industry, like technology effects and everything. So especially what's happening more in the the more vast regions, like very expensive stuff. So this is the Talk Near Me show. I'm your host, Shaq Maverick, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in.